All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, for Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson on how, right, answering the question on how the next rulers will govern the earth, right? How will the next rulers govern the earth, man? Right? How are the next rulers going to treat the earth, treat the citizens, treat the civilians, treat the general population on the earth? What way are people going to live? What kind of things are people going to be doing? And I'm going to try to the best of my ability, Lord willing, and through the power and the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Holy Spirit, the Rakah Kodash, to go into that a little bit in this lesson, man, or maybe a lot of it, right? Because sometimes when I want to do a lesson short, I end up talking more than I plan to, and the lesson goes way longer. But this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And this isn't the whole duty only of the Israelite man. When you read the scriptures and understand, this is really the whole duty of every man, right? It's to fear Yahweh, right? And to keep his commandments. And a lot of people are not yet aware of this, man. They don't think that that's actually something that's worthwhile to do. They don't think, you should have to keep the laws of Yahweh. They don't think that, but the next rulers of the earth, right? They are going to ensure and guarantee and by force make everyone keep the laws of Yahweh. Now, partially or in like a somewhat passive sense. Oh, well, you know what? I'll read this first up to prove the point. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem, right? The Israelites are going to be in charge of the world. The laws are going to flow from us as a nation because we're going to be keeping all of them perfectly, for starters. And then the Israelites are going to rule with a rod of iron in terms of judging how the world is guaranteed, like being very strict in making sure that the rest of the nations keep the laws, because we're going to be under a managerial position of this earth, man. By where we're going to be watching you people, man. We're going to be flying over the sky with chariots, right? We're going to be flying over personally by ourselves. Our children are going to be monitoring you. You know, like how you Edomites right now and you heathens police us. You might not even be a police officer. You're just a regular civilian like us, and we'll be in an area that you don't think that we're supposed to be, and you don't think that we're supposed to be there. So you'll question us. Oh, do you live around here? Are you lost? That's what we're going to be doing to you. But we're going to be doing it in righteousness, because we're going to be like, why are you eating pork? Don't you know that's illegal? And you're going to be judged for that. And the judgment is going to be exactly what Yahweh deems worthy for you to go through. Verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks, meaning that they're going to get rid of all the weapons of warfare. The next rulers, the Israelites, are going to get rid of all the weapons of warfare, all this self-defense laws that people are talking about all the time when they're thinking, oh, I unalived him because he hit me and all that. He punched me, so I unalived him. All that's going to be getting done away with, man. Now, there's still going to be some kind of fights and skirmishes amongst people, because you can still do a lot of damage with a pruning hook, right? You can do a lot of damage with a pruning hook. Anything really can be turned into a weapon, right? A machete can be used to chop down crops, but it can also be used for a hell of a lot else, right? Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore, right? The Israelites, the next nation to govern the world, are going to make sure that there's no war. They're going to rid the earth of war, all the weapons of war, and all the things that cause wars. They're going to ensure that that never happens again. All the selfishness where people are trying to steal someone else's land and enforce themselves over into their way, that's all going to be done away with. The Israelites are going to ensure that that's done. They're going to remove that, right? They're going to remove that out of the way, man. They're going to remove that out of the way. Now, I said earlier, passively, some of the nations are going to just try and do right more in a natural way. just because they see us doing the right thing, right? Because these nations already copy everything that we do anyway, right? Jake starts sagging their jeans. Now you got Esau sagging their jeans. Jake starts wearing a string vest. They start wearing a string, having a string vest. Jake wants to say, "What's up, Ma?" and getting sturdy. Now they want to get sturdy, man. Jake say wagwan back in the day. Now they want to say wag one, wag once, wag twice, and all that. They just copy everything we do. Jake bicep curls 10 kg. Now Esau wants to bicep curl 10 kg. They just copy everything we do, man. They can't help themselves. But in the kingdom, they're gonna copy what we do in a passive sense to a certain degree in terms of the laws, man. They're gonna wanna be like us. So like these nations already wanna be like you, Jake. They'll be watching how you dress when you dressed a little bit nice. They'll be watching how you dress. Okay, so he wore right trainers, right? Light colored jeans, and he had on a white t-shirt, but he had it on a certain fit. They'll be copying how you dress, man. And then applying it to themselves to try and see if they can get the same praise or look the same as you did in the outfit, man. When you go to gym, they're copying you. They copy everything you do. They're just like dirty macking as well, copying everything you do. They're watching what kind of woman you can get, and then they're jealous if it's a woman that's like if you're walking down the road with a heathen woman, especially a so-called white woman that's a heathen woman, and Edomite man's like watching you, trying to watch your style and trying to see if there's anything. If you're the complete opposite to him, he's like, man, how the hell did he get a bird like that, mate? Because she's fit as fat, mate, and he's just hating. And if he sees a woman every day, he's probably trying to like usurp and try and get in her path and all that, and try and how these people do. And Jake will do that as well, and that's why Jake needs to be changed. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5: For behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. And that's what we're going to be going through, right? These nations are going to want to copy us, because when they look at us, they're like, man, these people are wise as hell. Well, let's copy these people. Let's copy them. Let's copy what they're doing, because the way how they seem to do things, like I like how it looks. I like how they do it. The way how they do it looks good to me. That's what they're going to be doing, man. They're going to be copying us, right? They're going to copy our style, man. Copy our steez. They ain't going to be able to help themselves. But then there's going to come time where they fail, and they're going to have to get judged, and they're going to be judged with a rod of iron. We're not going to be playing around with the laws of Yahweh and be like, okay, it's all right that you broke it. No, every single time the laws get broke, there's going to be a judgment. Because right now in this society now, there's almost never a judgment in terms of the earthly sense where somebody says, this is being done to you because you broke the laws of Yahweh. Now the judgments go out on these people because they broke the laws of Yahweh. But there's not no people on earth that are saying, because you broke the laws of Yahweh, we're going to do this to you and this is going to happen. This don't happen on the earth right now. Verse 7, for what nation is there so great, who have Yahweh so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great, that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Right? And there ain't none. Esau's laws and statutes and things that he's got are going on are wicked as hell. He changed them all the time, man. 1 minute weed's illegal, the next minute it's legal. 1 minute people have got this right, and the next minute they ain't got that right. He don't know what he's doing. Right? He's just trying to think, man, how can I try and get rid of the Israelites? That's what his focus is. How can I get rid of the Israelites and make them extinct, or have them micro sea-hipped and just be governing over them? And it's not going to happen. And there's nothing he can do about it, man. He's so desperate to try and win one over us, and he's not going to win, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 1, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. Right? So the people are going to naturally try and style themselves off of what we do. They might even start wearing fringe. Well, yeah. The heathen might even start trying to wear fringes in the kingdom, man. Because we're going to be wearing fringes. So the styles are going to change. If the heathen see us wearing fringes and being able to fly and be immortal and all these things, and they're like, well, the Israelites, for the purpose of the fringes was to not sin when you look at them, then it would make sense to say that the heathen are going to have fringes in the kingdom, man. Now, I'm not saying that for sure, but so like a heathen would, they're going to keep the law, right? So if a heathen was to put a border of blue on there and the fringes on their garment, well, would that be them being wicked, or would it them be trying to be righteous? And they're in the kingdom, they're going to have more need of having fringes than we will, because we're going to have, it's like we're going to have fringes on our heart, man. We're going to have a circumcision of our heart and fringes on our heart to where we never break the laws anyway. Verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, and that's what's going to happen. We're going to be, man, we're going to be a sight to see, man. We're going to be such a beautiful thing to see in the kingdom. It's going to be astounding how beautiful we are, man. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. I'll go to Revelation. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as they have received of my Father. So in the kingdom, the Israelites ain't going to be playing around. They're going to rule with a rod of iron, man. Right? They're going to rule with a rod of iron. They're going to, every single time the law is broken, we're going to be angered by that. If we're flying over Moab land in our chariot and we smell some monkey meat cooking, right? What do you think we're going to do? We might just be chilling with our fringes thrown over our left thigh, right? Because we're sitting down, so the fringes are long and it's just thrown over. And we might have our sandals out, man, letting our toes breathe. You know what I mean? Might be just chilling with our foot on the chariot steering wheel, yeah? Just lean back, right? We might even have shades on. Yeah, just chilling. Yeah, being immortal, doing what immortals do. Yeah? And we might just sniff and be like, yo, raw, nah, what's that smell, man? Nah, real talk, what's that smell? And then the other Jake might be like, I can't smell anything. And then be like, I can actually. You're like, yeah, I can actually. Now, all of this isn't going to be said in English like I'm speaking now. This is all going to be said in Hebrew. Lashawan Kwadash. Right? But they're going to be like, yo, what's that smell, star? Yo, nah, fam. Ugh. Yeah? What's that smell, man? Yo, and whatever the word for monkey meat is in Hebrew, they're going to say monkey meat, right? And they're going to be like, yo, park up. Now, they're not going to say park up. They're going to say whatever park up is in Lashawan Kwadash. Yo, park up, star. Just let that chariot stay above the sky, man. Yo, stay up, stay right here on cruise control mode, man. We might just jump down and go through the Moabite market. And we're like, yo, who's cooking monkey meat around here, man? Yo, who? And they're going to be talking, la, 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 la. I don't know. Yo, who's cooking monkey meat around here, man? You know what the time is. Yeah, you know what time is. There ain't no monkey meat going off around here. And then they're gonna snitch. Like, oh, I see him. It's Chong Wang. Chong Wang's at it again. You know what I mean? Chong Wang's at it again. Yeah. Now this might be said in Hebrew too, because English might die out, man, as a language. The lingua franca is gonna become Hebrew. They're gonna be like, yo, it's Chong Wang, man. He's at it again. Making a stir-fried monkey meat. You know how he do. Yeah, I do know how he do. His forefathers were wicked demons as well, 1,000 years ago, and he ain't changed. He's keeping the demonic line going. And they're going to get judged, man. Yeah? Or we might be flying over another city. We might be flying over Ishmaelite land, man. And we just see some man and woman being chased down the street by one man. La, 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 la. He slept with my wife. You cheating hurrah. You cheat. We're like, yo, you already know what that is. That's an adultery. Grab them up real quick, right? I mean, we might get our Hamites that are on our Hamites that are going to be the overseers, man. And some Hamite just runs the adulterer and the adulteress down, man, and pounces on their back, man, and just lifts both of them up with one arm each. You're coming with me to face the judgments of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, you filthy Ishmaelite adulterers. And then we'll be like, yo, calm down, Hamite, because you ain't righteous yourself. Just can't, you're doing the right thing here, but can't simmer down. Yeah, calm yourself. And the judgment's gonna happen with the people that live in that city. We ain't gonna even have to throw any stones, man. Now, if you're a problem person hearing this, and you got a problem with this, you wanna know why you got a problem with this? Because you're wicked, right? If you've got a problem with everyone living on the world and having to keep Yahweh's laws, then there's something wrong with you. Also, you're saying that if someone's an LG3T, that they're gonna have to, yeah? Also, you're saying that if someone's an adulterer, then in the kingdom they're gonna have to, yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what, so you're saying in the kingdom that if a woman thought that a man R-worded her and it wasn't him, it was actually someone else, then she's gonna have to, yeah? Because she bared false witness. So whatever she thought should happen to that guy, if it's not him, that's what's gonna happen to her. Also, you're saying in the kingdom that if there's a woman, right, that's found in the field and a man sees her and she's not betrothed, then that means, yes, that's what we're saying, man. You got a problem with that? You got a problem with that? That's what I'm saying. That's what they're saying. You got a problem with that? You got a problem with the laws of Yahweh? Maybe it's because you're a demon. Or you don't want the world to be governed by the laws of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know why that is? Because you're wicked. Yeah? Simple as that. Or you want the laws to be ruled by something else other than the laws of Yahweh? You want to know why that is? Because you're wicked, man. No more, no less. No more, no less, man. Now, what else? What else, man? Not Proverbs. Well, you know what? Yeah? Yes, Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous and authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Why are the people going to mourn? Because when a grievance happens to them in this world, nothing happens. But in the kingdom, when someone's got a grievance, if they're correct to have that grievance, something's going to be done about it. Now, if they cause somebody else a grievance, the other person's grievance is going to be solved as well at their expense. Now, let me ask you, do you have a problem with that? If you're watching this video, have you got a problem with that? Right? Oh, let's get to another one. Let's get to another one that makes these women's ovaries twist and turn, right? So you're saying to me that in the kingdom, a man's going to be able to have more than one wife. Yeah, we are saying that. And guess what? He's also going to be able to have more than two wives. And guess what? He's not even going to have to be an Israelite to do that. There might be a heathen in the kingdom of heaven under the rulership, when we're ruling the earth, the Israelites ruling the kingdom of heaven, which is ultimately the kingdom of heaven is a kingdom that rules the whole known space that humans can live. It's not just about earth, you know. The kingdom of heaven is Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, all the solar systems and all the planets in the solar system that are known, and all those that are not known. So if there's some next planet far off, right, 2 gagillion light years away from here, guess what? The laws of Yahweh is going to be what governs there as well. And when you go over to there, Israelites are going to be in charge, right? That's what it's going to be. Now, let me ask you, do you have a problem with that? Because if you have, just turn the video off, man, and go watch someone else, man. I ain't got the time right now. I'm already in a bad mood today as it is. Just turn the video off and go watch someone else. Yeah? Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. The people are going to be rejoicing from our rulership, because when something's done to them, they can celebrate because they know that they're going to receive justice. But in this world, that's not what happens, though. In this world, someone does something to you, you may as well take the L. You better just hold that L, man. But in the kingdom, you ain't going to have to hold the L. You're going to hold the W, right? Or someone stole from you, they're going to have to pay. Like, the way you, when I really think about it, man, like, even sometimes in this world, yeah, like, we're men, man, and we kind of like men don't get as much attention in this world as women, and that just naturally off of what it is in this world, right? But even sometimes, right, where a woman is looking at you, giving you attention, right, you sometimes think in your mind, man, I bet this demon's got a man, you know, and she's looking at me like this. She better save that look for a man. You know what I mean? Some of these women be all looking up in man's face and they're all staring at them watching his arm, watching his body and all that, thinking about, oh, I wonder what it'd be like with him. And that him would be you, all you brothers out there. Sometimes those women have got a man, and you'd be thinking in your mind, man, this woman's a demon, you know. Because if I was to probably go over there and say something to her right now, yeah, she's either trying to use me to get an ego boost, or she's down to be an adulterer. An adulteress, and therefore she's a demon and a snare put in my path to make me go off. Whereas in the kingdom of heaven, we as Israelites, men, we ain't gonna have to worry about none of that, because we're gonna be able to, when we're just walking through the street, if we see a beautiful Israelite woman, you got a man. Okay, are you betrothed to anyone and all that? No. Okay, what he's saying then? But this is gonna be said in Lasharon Kodash. We ain't gonna have no Birmingham, no London, no Cockney, no Scouse, no Manchurian, no New York, no Texan accent and all that. There ain't gonna be no New York, hey, yo, what's up, ma? All that's gonna go. Now, there's still probably gonna be, well, more than likely, gonna be different Paleo Hebrew accents that each different tribe's gonna have based on where they live, because there was in the ancient time, right? But we're all gonna be speaking our language, man. We're gonna get our culture back in fullness, because right now we ain't got anything to be bold about, man. Other than that, we know the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and understand the prophecies and what's coming to pass in this cold world. Now, let's go to what else, man. What else are the Israelites gonna be doing in the kingdom, right? What else, man? Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 10, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. You heathens are gonna have a lot of work to do in the kingdom. All you people talking about have got a problem with Jake not working now, trying to say Jake's lazy now. We're going to be even more so-called lazy in the kingdom. We're going to work even less than you think that we're already working now in the kingdom. You're going to be doing all the work. All the manual labor things that we would actually, if we wanted to, be able to do better than you, because we're going to be immortal and have a completely different body than now. All that manual labor that we could actually do to take the stress off your hands, we're not going to do that. We want the kingdom to be built off of manpower from the heathens' hands, man. We don't want it to be built from our own hand, right? We're going to want it to be built from your hand. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. The current people of these nations right now that would normally be their kings, they're going to be like different people that give advice on how to further and better rule over their own people. You know how these Jake sellouts be telling Esau how to better rule over Jake? These heathens are going to be telling us the little different secret intricacies of their own nations, man. Oh, you see my people, sire. They like when you're, and we're going to be like, okay, bet. And we're going to govern it further and be able to further better rule over these nations by taking that information into account. You know? But you people, y'all think, you really thought, man, that it was just going to go sunny side up for you people, man. Nah, bro. Yahweh remembered all the wickedness that you people do, man, all the envy and covetousness that you people have against us, man. You people try and play little passive-aggressive, stupid, dumb games that you try and play with Jake, man. Like we got time to be messing with y'all all the time, man. Verse 12, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Now, originally, some of these nations ain't going to believe that. In the first 1,000 years of the kingdom, some of these nations ain't going to believe that. We're like, nah, you think that God is going to get rid of a whole nation just because they don't want to deserve? Yeah. And then they're going to get the proof when Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18 is fulfilled. And then they're going to straighten up even further, man. And that's going to be a story passed down from generation to generation that there was once a people called the Edomites. And they would just never accept, no matter how clearly obvious it was that the Israelites was going to rule forever. They would just never accept it in their mind. They always kept trying to buck up against it. And it didn't matter how long, how immortal the Israelites proved themselves to be, how clear it was that they was proving that they were going to be the rulers, they always had a problem with it. And it's going to scare the rest of the nations forever. Verse 13, the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fire tree and the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious, which is Yahweh's, remember the earth is Yahweh's footstool, right? The earth, Yahweh's footstool, man. The heavens is his throne, the earth's his footstool. That's the place of his feet. He's going to beautify where his feet lay, which is the earth. He's going to show like, man, look. And this is going to be done through all the beautiful things that are in all these other nations' lands being brought to our lands, man. It's going to be brought to where we are, right? Verse 14, the sons of them also that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow down themselves at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. All you people that's running your mouth now are going to be kissing our feet, man, begging it off. Yes, master. Yeah, mate, we're going to be like, yo, move, man. You're dirtying up my foot, man. Yo, move, star. You know what I mean? We're gonna be stunting on you people, man. And here's the thing. Every single Israelite is gonna get to enjoy this. Elect or not, ultimately. Every single one, man. Those that don't want to get it now, the same must know it after death by pain. Verse 15, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, say it ain't so. Say we ain't hated by you scumbag heathen, man, you dirty, stinking heathen, man. Say it ain't so. Say you don't hate, say you love us and lie. Go on. I love black people. I love black people. Oh, really, dear? What do you love about us? That we can dance and that we can play basketball. What do you love about us, man? Don't start chatting it off. You don't love us. You don't love us at all, man. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt suck the milk of the Gentiles, and thou shalt suck the breast of kings, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, thy Savior, and thy Redeemer, and the mighty one of Jacob. We're gonna gain wealth through other nations, but it's not just gonna be like, oh, we're stealing from you. No, part of the reason why they're gonna be giving us this willingly is because they're gonna see how we're judging the world of rod of iron, and that's made when the righteous are in authority, the people are rejoicing, and they're gonna see how we live, and they're like, man, look at these people, man. We'll willingly give this. In fact, we'll give more than what's even required. Verse 17, for brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron, and I'll make thy officers peace, and an exactor's righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land. All that black on black crime where people can say, but black people hurt black people. That's going to be done. All that, but what about your own people? That's going to be gone. You ain't going to be able to say none of that. Like when you see Eve now when you're walking on the street, yeah, it's almost like an anxiety in your build up because you're like, man, what's this bitch gonna do, man? Like the bitch will have the option to go left and avoid you completely, but the bitch is gonna go right to try and get right in your path, just being a demon. And then you're thinking, man, you're a woman. Like if I decide at any point that I don't want to move, I could dust you off. Like you can't do nothing. To be honest with you, I don't think I ever seen no Eve that I thought could kick my ass. Now, whether that's true or not is a whole nother story because Eve's got demons on it, man. But I ain't never seen no Eve I thought could kick my ass, bro. And most of you other brothers out there, you could say the same thing. Like Eve always talking and trying to put on a tough front. But in the kingdom, she ain't gonna be like that, man. Like that's one of the top things that we gotta be looking forward to, man. To see a so-called black woman that's not a demon. You know how rare that is now in this world to find one. To see a so-called black woman that just carries the same kind of femininity as, like, let's say Moab. To see a so-called black woman that's attractive as well. Not just one that's ugly, so they're doing it. That's unattractive, so they're doing it. No, one that's attractive, so they're doing it. But then even one that's unattractive, having the same kind of humility as a Moabite woman is rare to see in this world, man. You ain't even going to see that because they're going to be so sour that they're ugly. You ain't going to see them with no weave on their head, looking stupid as hell, with a weave on their head, but will laugh at a man that's bold or something like that. But they're bold too. Do you know what I mean? They might laugh at a man that's bold. Like some of these so-called black women, they say when they hear the Isaiah 3, they're like, so you're saying that that we're bold because we sinned? So what about the men? Are they bold because they sin? But you can find so-called white men that are bold. You can find so-called white men with receding hairlines that are bold, man. But when it comes to Eve, though, the abundance of boldness is way higher among the women. And the abundance of weave hats, a weave with a new era cap on there, right, is higher. Don't try and play games. We know our nation, man. We know what our nation is. We know what time it is. Verse 18. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting or destruction within thy borders, but thy city, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. I'm like, man, this is a safe zone. Like I feel safe here. I can leave my door open. I can this. I can that. You know, I don't have to look over my shoulder. If I walk past Jake, I greet him even though I don't know him. Shalom, Yahweh, Shema, Brakatah. Like I don't know. I invited Jake to my house. We had some food. I talked to him about what it was like, life was like before, and how great it is that Yahweh's changed us. You know, and now my family knows his family, and I didn't know him, but now he's like a close friend of mine. These are the kind of things that can happen in the kingdom. Every single time you see another Jake, you're gonna feel more safe and secure. Whereas in this world, if you see another Jake, you feel more on edge. You know, is he grimy? Is he covetous? You know? Verse 21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, meaning it's never gonna be given away. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified forever. A little one shall become 1,000. This is another point, man. The Israelite men are going to be having sex in the kingdom. Everyone's going to be having sex when the Israelites are in charge, man. That's not going to become something that goes away. People are going to still have intercourse, and the way that humans are born on the earth is going to stay the same as it always has been. It's going to stay the same way as it always has. I don't know why you people think that Yahweh is going to invent something new when he don't need to. What he already made was is beautiful, man. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I Yahweh will hasten it in his time. In Yahweh's time, when it's time for us to become 1,000, Yahweh's going to do that. He's going to give us loads of women, so that a man can go from having him and whatever women he came into the kingdom with to 1,000 descendants, man. You understand? So what does that mean? It means a whole lot of getting it in. And it's not just going to be getting it in for just lust purposes. No, it's going to be for the original purpose of what it was meant, being fruitful and multiplying. Does that mean that there's not going to be physical enjoyment from it? No. But that's not going to be the reason why it's happening, man. Although that's going to be a byproduct of what's happening. Right? And this is just a few things of how the next rule is going to be governing the earth. But the main thing to take from this is that they're going to be ruling with the laws of Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, the laws of God. Shalom.